Hey guys. All right, before we jump on in, let's go ahead and take a look at who our next two winners are. By the way, this is going to be, a love message. And these are the storylines where as soon as I'm done with this video, you guys can drop a comment and just write the word heal, and that gets you entered to win for next, for tomorrow's drawing. And so we're doing this as an advent calendar countdown to Christmas. I am doing it just like one day ahead because I know I have watchers in other parts of the world. So I every day I'm going through the comments of yesterday's video and randomly selecting one member and one non-member out of the comments. And so Mary Troca is our member, and then Bonnie Roland is our non-member. And so I'll be doing little storytelling for each of you in a separate video that'll be free link right there in the description box, but I'll do that after I do this. Okay, so you'll have to wait just about 15 minutes or so before that video will show up after I'm done here. All right, you guys, so great to see you. Justin Satini, how are you? AC, how are you, babe? I was just thinking about you. So great to see you. And of course, when I think of you, I think of Violet, I think of Travis, I think of Calm C, I think of so many. Tina's just passing time, all the night owls. Denisa, so wonderful to see you, baby. You're first in the house, which means, of course, you tied with Violet. 11:08, I'm thinking of you too. Anyway, you guys, great to see you. Cornelia, Louise, thank you for being here, everybody. So we start out with the Fool going to the Devil. Okay, Fool, big old leap forward. This person is scared, but they're going to do something brave anyway. They're scared to take a leap, but more scared maybe not to. We do have these chains, and we have this person who's felt like they were puppeted. This could be somebody making a break for their freedom. And they're like, look, where I've been is no good. It could be like I got to start my life over from scratch. But on the other hand, maybe some of the fear is gone because I can't stay where I've been because it was so miserable. That's the one great thing. When we get unhappy enough with something, then we take that leap and we go somewhere else. And it's like the fear of whatever comes next is gone because it couldn't possibly be worse than what I've been coping with. That's how this feels. Okay, so they could be an Aries, they could be a Capricorn. They're becoming single with the 9 of coins, Ace of coins in the reverse. Even though they're obviously leaving a situation where there would have been, and I don't know if this is a masculine or a feminine yet, how to refer to them, because here they've shown up as a masculine, here they've shown up as a feminine. They're not saying that, like, because I'm making this big change, that everything is going to feel like a shiny new penny, a brand new life. But I am going to finally be able to say I'm not beholden to someone who was puppeting me before. So I'm going to do something different. Now, this could be the early stages of somebody saying, so I won't be doing this. No, I won't be. This could be somebody making the proclamation. I'm going to be breaking things off with you. I'm going to be leaving. I'm going to be moving. But they might be saying, but it's not going to happen instantly. Empress Unicorn, good to see you. Bellum B, Lena Bora, Murdog, Oyukaleva. Did I say that right? I'm so sorry. Gemini Twin Gang, Pisces, Love to Love. You guys are so awesome. Thanks for hanging with me tonight. We got a Hanged Man. Yeah, there's something about a delay. An Ace of Wands upright. Okay, so they are going to be in, like, I'm making this proclamation. This is how it's going to be. I'm identifying now as like I am free of somebody. However, the reality of, like, look, money is involved here, right? So if this is somebody breaking it off with another person, and we could have had a very toxic scenario, a very toxic partnership. Maybe they were with somebody who was like, you know what? I want more money. I want this. I want a bigger house. I want bigger this, that, whatever it was. It does feel like this was not in alignment with the life that they wanted. They would rather leave this whole connection and go a direction that they would prefer to go in. However, the reality of it is, just because you break it off with somebody doesn't mean you suddenly move out because you already have a place to live. Most likely, dismantling a life where two people have lived together, that can take time. So the desire, though, and the certainty that I'm done. I'm calling it. I'm announcing it. I'm we're not together anymore, even if it takes a little bit of time to get you moved out of my house or to me move out of this house and you can keep it. Whatever's going on here, yes, we still have a delay, but he already feels single, feels free. He, she, I still don't know for sure, but we do have Piscean energy coming in. That's Hanged Man, so maybe we'll say he. So Anita, so glad you're here. Hi, Linda, sweetheart. Who that? Wonderful to see you guys. We have a 5 of coins upright. We have the star upright. 118. Hi, Vave. So good to see you. I was just saying your name. This feels like even if he's like, I'm not going to have that much money, I'm going to live in a much tinier place. And you know what? I don't care. I will rent a shack. I will find a coworker to sleep on their couch and pay them couch surfing, money. It doesn't matter. I gotta go. It feels like the sooner the better. I thought it was going to take quite a while, maybe even 2 months. And this says, no, it may happen faster. Now, concurrently, there could either be somebody else that loses their job and they're like, gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. And maybe this is how the two find one another. Sometimes in life where one thing ends, because we actually kind of have 2 endings here from what I can see. We have possibly a masculine breaking it off with somebody who is all about money. Then we may have a feminine who has recently lost a job, and yet that too might be a blessing for her. Things are actually looking up, which sounds insane because why would we ever be celebrating her losing a career path or something, or not having enough money? Maybe she hasn't lost a job. Maybe she's just like, oh my God, what I'm earning isn't going to be enough to pay for everything. So maybe she needs a roommate. Well, he needs a place to live. We could have the stars aligning. You notice we have the DNA strands coming down, almost like there is a twist of fate coming in here. Something that is going to work out better for both of them. That's my inkling right now. But let me change decks and let's check on that. Okay, hang on. Calm C. Hi, sweetheart. I was calling your name too. We've got the 3 of Cups. We got the 2 of Cups. Okay, this is one of those stories where seemingly things that go horribly wrong are maybe actually going perfectly right. Ending something that he cannot tolerate anymore, calling off a relationship, being done with something. Now, the one thing I don't know yet is it possible that this is maybe someone who stayed far too long in the wrong connection, knowing all the while that there was this feminine over here, this possibly Aquarian feminine? And is it possibly like serendipitous that he's finally saying, look, I'm not paying anymore, to buy my freedom. This is how it is. We're done. I'm, even if it's hard to disassociate from you, I have to leave. This is done. We're selling the house. We're divorcing. We're doing whatever we have to do because I'm going. I'm not sure yet if he already knows her, if this is going to be serendipitous, but she's about to go through a tough time. And it says things are actually aligning there or realigning for them. These changes going on, like maybe he's coming back into her life just at a time where not only is she ready for partnership, she needs, the support of another person, if not financially, then, just energetically speaking. And that could be, since there are 2 of Cups, it could be that right when she really needs someone's energy in her life is right when he is saying, I am done being sucked dry by the wrong connection. I want to be someplace where I want to give. I want to be someplace where I connect to somebody who's the individual that feels like I'm meant to be there. That is how this comes across to me. And I could understand that they might both be in like simpatico, they're both in the perfect energy flow to give and receive for one another because they are a 2 of Cups. This says they're about to meet. Can we get more specific? Is he going to come in and be like, oh, I just happen to be a roommate to her now? Hey, Dwayne, who that? Good to see you. AJSRVIM. Hi, babe. So wonderful to catch you. Ashy D, great to see you. Welcome to the live tonight. We have got the moon. I said, can we figure out how this is going to happen? And it's like, well, it's happening tomorrow. We got the full moon tomorrow, and it's a super moon, and that's a big ass moon. Sorry, but that's a big ass moon. Are we going to get an answer, or does this say it will be revealed tomorrow? We got to get an answer on this. Also, if this thing starts to go long, you guys know I'm really going to have to be careful about continuing to make sure that I don't let videos get long. I've done that a couple times and it's throwing everything off. And so I'm so sorry. I'll have to do like a 2 or 3 parter if this story is going to keep going on and on. We have the Hanged Man in the reverse. We have the Page of Wands upright. It's definitely happening tomorrow in this story. No delays. And we have the Empress. Empress can be a boss. This says, remember, the Hanged Man is him, right? The changes that he's making in his life, he thinks are still going to be implemented a little more slowly, but then they're not going to be. And it could be either he encounters her or he suddenly gets this wild hair and he's like, I need to talk to her. She could be a business owner, even though it says will work for food. Like she's, and you know, 5 of Pentacles is like, I'm missing something. Maybe she needs somebody to work in her business. Maybe she's like a solo business owner and it's like, I could do so much more, but it's only me. I need a, you know, someone to be a business partner with me. I didn't think of it like that, but that could be what this is. He gets a wild hair tomorrow. Then not only am I done with this other connection, but I'm thinking about her, because this is him making like an intentional step forward. He is driven by this spark of desire for the adventure, desire to move toward her. So instead of waiting, and he must see her as a really powerful individual. That's why I'm like, oh, maybe she's actually a boss. Maybe she has her own business and she could really use another person to be a part of this. So are these two going to be lovers, friends, business partners? That's what this is starting to look like. Like these two could really build a lovely empire together. 10 of Wands, he will be thrilled to step completely into her world. Remember, we said at the beginning, it's like he's ready to go, but he still thinks it'll take a bit of time to dismantle things. I don't think so. I think it is like he says goodbye, like maybe he already made this declaration today, and then tomorrow he decides he's going to reach out to this, whomever this Empress is. And it could be that she's like, do you think you could come over? Do you think you could just come into my world? Because he's gravitating toward her and it's almost like, oh my God, I thought I wasn't going to be able to fully disconnect from that previous relationship in every way. But now all of a sudden it's like everything is moving like a freaking freight train here. He's being ushered along like, look, she needs you in her life. Hang on, let's double check. Does he know her? Is that why he's reaching out to her? Because it felt pretty intentional to me on his side. Does he know her? Magician, 8 of Wands, Ace of Cups. Not only does he know her, he loves her already. She is a person he's wanted to manifest, reaching out to for a very long time. I don't know if he has burned his hand before, but his palm has more lines on it, or maybe he's into palmistry or he's had a palm reading where like, I don't know, like the first initial or letter of her name is like in one of the creases of his hand, like an A or an M or something like that, or like V, or I don't know. There's, you know, if you hold your hand in the right way, there's all kinds of curves and lines and such. But I'm almost wondering if, because this feels like there's some weird secret knowledge that he holds when he thinks of her. And I just, there's like alchemical symbols inscribed on his fingertips and such as well. But I'm just picturing like her initial is somehow like freakishly like in his palm or something. Like he's been made aware of that, or he holds on to that. Look, seahorses mate for life. I don't know why he was stuck somewhere else while he's been in love with her. It says he thought many, many times of just busting loose, busting free, and going toward her. He thought about it and didn't, and thought about it and then thought he shouldn't. But this is somebody who's already been in love with her for a long time. Let me ask, why were you we'll say stuck, but why did you stay in that devil's energy for far too long? We have got the Page of Wands sideways. Part of it might have been the fear of, like, would this other feminine even want anything to do with me? It could have been the worry of taking that step to go toward her. We've got the Star upright. She is the star. We know that. We've got her right here. So she could certainly be an Aquarius. She seemed like so out of his league. She also came up as an Empress, so we can't forget Libra and Taurus as well. But she was that person who on his mind was like, she's at a great distance from me. She's way out of my league. How could I end up with somebody like her when I'm stuck over here? But tell me about the devil's energy that you were in, because it says there was money, and we have this woman sitting here, arms crossed, folded, like it's still not enough no matter what. There's that Fool again, and the Page of Swords. That devil's energy, and this is weird, but it was like, you don't know how toxic this, we're going to say feminine, this could have been a karmic, you don't know how toxic she is or was. There was all kinds of like monitoring and spying. Like I'm picturing somebody who puts like an air tag, like, hidden in, their, whatever, their car or something to track their movements or something. This feels way off the charts with, like, they seemed really nice to other people, but you take off the mask and they're a whole different, like very controlling, very suspicious, very spying. The thing is, why stay then? Why not just be like, wow, definitely don't want to be here. I'm not sure. Why did you stay? That's what I'm sorry that I'm digging at that, but I'm just wondering. And we have a 3 of Cups. Oh my God, AC, you are so amazing. Thank you. AC, I can't believe it. I can't even keep track of how many times you have gifted over not just this year, but for years. Thank you so much, AC. AC just gifted 10 memberships. Queen of Swords, 90. Melazab 0622, Leah Zulia, Rising Justice, Sandy Murdog, Feel in My Soul, Kimmy, Sassy, and Mur3. You guys are all now members, and that is courtesy of AC. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Like, unbelievably kind. I got to come up with a new word other than thank you. I said that earlier tonight to Yale too. It's not enough to say thank you. You guys are so incredibly generous. Thank you, little Earth Angel. And all those of you that I just mentioned that are members, just know you can now access the members playlist. Every Monday we add a new members video. And we do other things in the members corner also. So please don't miss out on that. This 3 of Cups, I keep saying, why did he stay? Why did he stay? I don't know. The 3 of Cups, did he stay for somebody else? I mean, maybe this was a person he had a child with, and it's like, I didn't stay for them. I stayed because of the child, or I stayed where I was, maybe to even like protect somebody else. Ace of Swords. Or I stayed until I could actually protect myself from them. I had to make nice with them. This is something about making nice while it's freaking miserable. But because of that mask wearing and the spying and monitoring, and now trying to move forward with the truth, I'm wondering if that's what it was. Maybe he was with a very truly toxic person who would have concocted, quite the slanderous tale that would have been untrue, but they wouldn't have been able to prove it. And I think they either got to the point where it's like, I don't care, say whatever you want. I'm not dealing with this. You're nuts. You're making up stories. You're threatening. You're, like trying to monitor everything. And you wear this mask and everybody thinks you're nice, but really behind closed doors, you threaten to make up fake stories and stuff to ruin my reputation. So go ahead, do your worst. I don't care anymore. It just feels, I'm sorry. I know that's like a really awful, dramatized storyline in this, but we have, at least from his perspective, we have a villain, okay, who held him with the bending of the truth, or the like, ooh, what I could do. And who do you think they'll believe? They'll believe me because I wear a great mask. I seem really nice. So he was walking on eggshells before, trying to keep the peace. And then I think he just was like, forget it. Forget it. This is nuts. I'm not staying anymore and playing these games or having these games played on me. I'm not going to be a puppet anymore. I think the reason we have to go down such a dramatic road on this is because of that, that storyline that we see here. Okay, so with that in mind, and I just blew it. This video is already too long. It's not going to process. Oh, well, we're in it now. Let's roll. Let's just roll because it's hard for me to remember to break stories into shorter components when, I get into our characters here. It's like watching a movie. So at this point, honestly, I do feel bad that this character, that our hanged man went through all this, right? We can also understand why he maybe did not want to muddy the waters in like reaching out to that Empress star person, because it's like, I do not want to bring my mess to your doorstep. But at this point, he's reached that level where he's making the break for freedom anyway. You know what? Who cares? I'm not going to live my whole life. So how many years do I stay stuck? I can't do that. So this person's never not going to, maybe be unkind. So really, I'll never get out from under this unless I just leave anyway. So that's what he's doing. He's leaving. And he does decide to reach out to the Empress. And I feel like that's what comes up tomorrow during that full moon, the December 4th. Or, energy of the full moon is like 3 days. So maybe not exactly on the 4th, but justice. I feel like he wants to explain the whole freaking thing too. It's like the amount of pressure that has been on his mind, the unfairness he's endured, the unfairness of maybe like not gravitating toward an Empress that he actually loved with that Ace of Cups. All of it has just felt bitterly unfair. And there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of stress surrounding this. Are you just reaching out to her then to tell her all the things that were hidden? To just tell her like it was a dumpster fire. This whole thing's been a hot mess. We have the World card. It is definitely to say, here's what happened. Here's what I just put an end to. He's not saying, will you have me back or anything like that. It's mostly just, this is the unfairness. This is what was going on, but at least I finally have broken free. But we already kind of saw, I feel like it's such a relief for him to talk to her, but I want to see from her perspective, what are you going to react like if you're hearing from him and he's got this kind of big reveal of, hi, remember me, the person that loved you but stayed stuck with somebody else? Let me tell you the hell I've been in. It's over, but it was all really unfair. And I just needed you to know the truth of what kept me there. What kept me away from you, maybe. How is she going to respond to this? How is Empress? Because we already saw the Empress has like a certain need right now where she could use, someone in her world. We have a King of Cups and we have the Temperance. Honestly, I think she believes every word. And it's like, well, that makes a lot of sense. You're shedding light on so many things right now, things I wondered about, pieces of information that were glaring, missing gaps. She may have known, undoubtedly, like, I knew that you loved me, but then the weird, like, you left me in darkness, not knowing what the hell was going on. Now that you shed light on things, it's like, oh, those pieces of the missing puzzle, that makes it all click. That makes it all make sense. I don't think this is him telling a big sob story and then this mean lady kept me. I don't think it's like that. I think, if anything, now that we have that Page of Swords again coming out and it's sideways, she may actually have a concern also, like, so do you think your ex is still currently spying, or they're spying on me? She may be like, oh, that sounds like I really hope I don't fall under the eye of Morador. We've got that Eight of Swords. I think, if anything, because we have somebody who's like blindfolded, I would say, on one hand, even if she like wonders, did the ex know anything about me, or did that karmic individual, was I somehow part of the leverage that they used against you or something? She does wonder that. Like, was it really a punishment toward me to make sure you couldn't move toward me? We have the Two of Coins and the Ace of Coins. I don't know that she's going to actually ask that necessarily. Or maybe the answer is somewhat yes, somewhat no. This whole situation looks like it was pretty messy, and it was pretty intentionally made to be messy. And I think it was one of those situations where maybe better to just move on. Sometimes in life we can allow ourselves to get really spun up. And then there is this certain superpower that I have recently discovered now that I'm old. It is to say, I don't care. I don't care if certain people are not happy with me. And because I don't care, it doesn't impact me. And then it's almost like it doesn't exist because it's not impacting me. And that is a magical superpower that I only just now learned about. Because I think maybe I needed approval in my younger years that I just don't need anymore. So at any level, from anyone, first it still hits, and then I go, yes, but I don't care because I'm not going to change anything. So why walk around and feel bad? And when you get to the point where certain things you go, I can either get spun up over this, let something like mar my reality or bring it into my reality and amp it up and make it a bigger problem, or I can be like, that's nonsense. Don't care. Don't care. I'm not, I don't, there's a great line from the Chronicles of Riddick, um, where he's like, yeah, I'm not with all of them. It's like, look, I'm only here to do my bidding. I'm not a part of whatever fantasy land somebody else has in their head. I don't care. I'm not a part of your fantasy land. You can think whatever you wish, but I'm a figment of your imagination, but you're not one in mine. And there's just kind of this energy of letting things go and not getting spun up. And I think that's what that Ace of Pentacles represents. Does it really matter? Does it really matter? They just broke free. So they were kept apart. So there was all kind of manipulation. So there was drama. You know what? The drama's done if they can let it go and just let the drama be done and not worry too much about that ex and not worry too much about any of it. Sometimes you have to say, this is a fart in the wind. It's going to air out, and you just let it go. And I think that's where these characters are at. Maybe because they've had enough time spent apart, enough drama. Maybe because they're mature enough to say, this is ridiculous that we were ever unable to be together because of this telenovela. No, let's not do villains and subterfuge. Let's just live life as full-grown adults. And I think that's what they're doing. Four of Cups in the reverse. No more drama, missed opportunities, regrets. It's just like, can we just start fresh and not do drama stuff? I think that is so beautiful. But can I go back to, why does she have the Five of Coins? Hey, Mrs. Bobby Sissy. So great to see you, sweetheart. No Filters Mon. Wonderful to see you guys. SLH. Hey, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Empress Unicorn, right back to you, babe. I love Riddick. We got the Seven of Cups. That Seven of Cups energy is like, I said, what was her Five of Coins about? And it says she was in a place where she was saying, I've got some questions about what's going to come next. Either she was feeling lonely, she wants a partner to build with, and she was like, God, am I ever going to meet somebody? Or she's at a bit of like a crossroads. Like I said, maybe she's a business owner and she's like, I don't know if I can expand unless I have another person like on my team. What am I going to do? She was having her own coming to Jesus moment with some kind of a truth. Can I see what your truth is before he reaches out to you? Because you were at some kind of acknowledgement moment in your own life. Eight of Wands, Knight of Swords. Oh, it was actually more of a feeling. I got a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. Sorry, I know that song's very repetitious, and now I apologize. That's like putting the happy birthday song in somebody's head. Sorry to everybody who's going to have that stuck all night long now in their minds. Although that takes me Sorry, my brain is jumping right now tonight. I'm going to Lionel Richie right now all night long, which that one I love having stuck in my head. Um, so hopefully we just moved. I always have to, if a song gets stuck on repeat in my head that's repetitious, I have to go listen to a different song that shakes it out of there. And I would say maybe she was on a repetitious thought where it's like something is missing in my life, something is missing. What is it? What is it that I'm picking up on? What is it that I'm feeling? And it feels like she has space in her life that needs to be filled. And she's been picking up on the fact that something's coming into me really, really soon. Something fast. Both of these cards are like coming right at us, right? That Eight of Wands, that's fast moving communication. The Knight of Swords, really fast moving communication. She is, it's not so much that she's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm so lost. It's more like, sometimes when you're hungry for something, you don't know what it is, but you're pretty sure like you're going to figure it out. Or you're not feeling terrific and you don't realize it's because it's like, oh, I'm hungry. I didn't eat yet today. That's why I was feeling off kilter. It's going to be something like that. Like, that's what I was hungry for. I was getting the signals. I was sensing there's something I have space for. There's something I'm desiring. What is it? And it's like, why am I even trying to sort this out? It's like, because something is coming. Now, as it turns out, it's their communication, right? So she may have had like the last day or 48 hours have been kind of a weird energy around her. Maybe she's been a bit discombobulated, but it's because she's picking up on the vibe that they're on their way in. They're about to connect, but she can't see it until it happens. Excuse me, guys. Let me see. We couldn't get any more cards that say ready or not, here I come. Is that Lauryn Hill when she was with the Fugees? Ready or not, here I come. I think that's with Fugees. Anyway, they are driving toward her. They are reaching out to her. Maybe they're driving directly into her town or something before even contacting her. All we can see is 3 times in a row we get cards and we keep amping it up, right? It's like, it's a minor arcana. No, it's a court card. No, it's a major arcana, right? We have all the 3 cards that say, I'm coming. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. It's like we're capitalizing and putting exclamation points. So this has been like vibing through her head. And she's actually saying, something is coming that I must need in my life. What is it that I'm wanting that seems to be approaching? Do you have any inkling that it's him? Queen of Cups. She knows it is some kind of love. Once upon a time, I don't know where those cards went now. Because we're bouncing a bit in this storyline. It's going to make sense when he fills her in. And when we were already talking about that, we saw like, she's like, I did know that you loved me, but man, you left me in the dark and now it all makes sense. She probably does sense something about maybe it being him. Somewhere in the back of her mind, even if she doesn't fully like acknowledge it, she may be thinking about him. I'm also picturing somebody who like smells someone's cologne and it reminds them of, she thinks of him. Maybe she suddenly has like an interesting, like, oh, I miss him all of a sudden, or has like a deja vu moment where, I don't know. We had a storyline not too long ago, and I want to say it was on the other channel, and I think it was a singles storyline from last week, but it was like somebody who wants to like nest or something, like preparing their home for a guest that they sense is coming, but they don't know who it is. I'm getting a little bit of that same thought process on this. Like maybe she's, fluffing couch pillows and such and having weird deja vu moments. Like I almost picture him walking through the door, but why? Why would I picture him? He's not my life. I haven't heard from him. This isn't something that has happened, because it does feel like this was quite some time ago. He was stuck with the karmic for quite some time before finally saying, that's it, I'm breaking free. he has not been in her world at all in quite some time. So it's weird maybe that she would suddenly yearn for him, long for him, have a thought of him that pops into her head. But it's because it's like she's premonitioning what's coming, 24 or 48 hours before it arrives. I wonder if she does that a lot. Let me just ask. Does she have premonitions? Death card sideways. Only at major life events where there's major change afoot. She thinks back in her memory bank almost every time in her life where something major has occurred or was about to occur, something funky goes on around her or in the back of her mind. She does get vibes sometimes and maybe doesn't always put the pieces together until after something occurs, but it's like, oh, I'm sorry, my left palm keeps itching, which I think that's like some kind of a symbol for like if money is going to cross your palm or something. I keep having an itchy left palm. I have no idea why. There's no mark, there's no bump, there's no nothing. I seriously doubt that huge money is coming across my palm, but I'm just saying, like, I only mention that because you probably have watched me do this throughout a couple of the videos I've done tonight, and I don't know what is bugging my skin in that one, like, thenar eminence there, but maybe for her, it's the same thing. Like, there's a symbol or there's something that pops up every time there's like going to be a major life event, life change. It doesn't have to be something like, itchy palm, but something. Maybe she gets a runny nose. I'm just noticing this is the mask that they wore actually during the Black Plague is what that represents. So I guess during the Black Plague, it was like kind of, well, I read different accounts where those masks were worn partially to like hopefully keep some distance between oneself and those who had the plague, but then also as thinking that it like went through the nares, it could be like the bird beak shape could be like stuffed with like essential oils and such to hopefully cleanse the air before it was inhaled in case it was carried through breath and respiratory droplets. But then it became kind of like synonymous with a symbol of like the bringer of death. I'm sorry, I can't. If I try it again, it's like when you start saying, instead of cinnamon, you go cinnamon, and then you can't stop saying cinnamon and get it back to cinnamon. I'm sorry. My brain is stuck or my mouth is stuck right now. But I don't know. I only mention that mask because there's something like when there's a big life change, when there's something big, there's like a symbol. Maybe she sees a bird with a long bird beak. Maybe it's something along those lines. It doesn't have to be anything negative, just simply saying a symbol of major life change. But she probably picks up on that. And there may be some kind of symbolism for her. Maybe she sees a Mardi Gras mask. Maybe there's something, I mean, I hate to bring up the Black Plague for goodness sakes, but I'm not associating this story with that. That's just a side note, something symbolic that has different meaning. But for her, it's like, oh, that always is something weird that pops out to me every time there's going to be a big life change. I do feel like as a Queen of Cups, she is most likely very much an empath, and she probably is able to tap into things even if she doesn't know exactly what she's tapping into. 11D8, you are so generous. Thank you so much, sweetheart. You are so amazing. Thank you for everything, babe. Always so generous. Thank you, guys. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this one here because we can see how this thing is rolling out. We can see the changes going on, and we can see him headed into her life. And we can also see that they have conversations that I think are going to set things pretty right between them, at least for that Temperance card to be there. I guess we'll ask one last question. Will they be happy together? Is this like the right connection? Two of Wands in the reverse, Five of Swords. Well, one thing's clear. All the fighting, all the drama is not where anybody wants to be. So let's put it this way. No duo, no couple is perfect. But if the goal here is I never want to be in a competitive, awful connection again, then they will still steer clear of that. I don't see these two as trying to make each other miserable. Knight of Wands. There's a lot of passion, a lot of desire, and probably a lot of pent-up passion and desire. These two could be very exploratory as well, both in passion, but in things that I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of talk about the future. With the Seven of Pentacles, I kind of think these two are probably fiery, and they probably will have some conflict here and there, but I think they either figure out how they have like a, if we're going to get into an argument, then we take a 6-minute timeout where you run around the block and then you come back in and then we talk calm again, because we are not going to ever get into the madness of, that toxicity that already impacted this connection. Sometimes the worst cases or the worst situations that we deal with in our life are gifts, because it makes us hell-bent and determined that we will make sure we don't become that again. And so we put up like better, more thoughtful, like I'll say boundaries around how we're going to handle conflict with our next partner, because we never want to relive what we had in the past. And I would say that's the big benefit. So maybe all that toxicity did this situation a world of good, because if they moving forward only want to have growth, I could see that they could actually make that happen. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. You guys are so cute. Is it cold also? I am freezing. I wish I had another fluffy jacket for each one of my legs. I am so cold. AJSRVIM, it is such a delight to catch you tonight, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being here. Come see, it's delightful to hang with you tonight. Deep blue night thoughts. Awesome. Thanks, babe. Thank you again, 11D8. AC, you want your puppy to come cuddle with you? I wish Aries was laying against me, but instead he's in his little fluffy bed behind me. You probably just heard him shake his ears. Yeah, I'm talking about you. He's never far, but now he's huffing over there, or shuffing as they call it. Mrs. Bobby Sissy. Nice. Oh, is that right? Mrs. Bobby Sissy, I did not know that. So if your palm is itchy, they say don't scratch it. They say instead make the motion of putting money in your pocket so that you like claim the money that is, coming in. I had no idea. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to cough towards you. Denise said, thank you again, sweetheart. So good to see you. Okay, so that means that also in Romania. So if the left hand is, and it is specific to the left hand. Okay, I didn't know that. I just thought it was like an itchy hand. But that means money is coming in. Well, we can always hope. Star Child, wonderful to see you. Tanya Jagger, hi, sweetheart. Good morning. Thanks for being here. Oh, Star Child, I bet it looks amazing. You decorated your whole house for Christmas today. Love that. I love that, Mrs. Bobby Sissy. Thank you again, SLH. Small TV, wonderful to see you. Yes, I'm going to find you and make you want me. Yes. Thank you for filling in the rest of the lyrics on that. Dwayne Anderson, I'm delighted you popped in. Oh my God, is that from Gilligan's Island? Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip. Is that Gilligan's Island? God, that's what is rattling around in my brain. I'm gonna have to go look that up now. Tina's just passing time. Wonderful to see you, babe. Tonight's the night. Let's live it up. No filters, Mon. Really good to see you again. And who that? I agree with you. It's all in the presentation. I can't see. I know I did use maybe the wrong wording. And in one of the previous videos, I think the singles reading, did I say that they were baked? The couple was baked. I was picturing like they were fully formed, matured individuals. But you're right, baked has another meaning. Laverne, great to see you. Using my intuition. Wonderful to see you. Librarian 322. Hi, honey. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry, my cough has been just a little bit today. And Ashy D, delightful that you are here tonight. Empress Unicorn 111, right out to you. All right, you guys, I'm going to bounce out of here. Then I'm going to do our two winners, which again, that is Mary Troca and Bonnie Roland. And I'm so sorry, I can almost not read my own handwriting, you guys. I'm truly the worst. But I'm going to do those two storytellings for our winners for that we pulled from yesterday. And then the comments are on in this video. You type the word heal in the comments. That gets you entered to win. And tomorrow I'll go through the comments and we'll pick another two winners. All right, you guys, sending you lots of love. Bye for right now.